Okay. Morning guys, welcome back to PSHE with Rianne. As you can see today I've got my glamorous assistant Rachel with me.
Hi.
We're going to focus today on Unit 7, making informed careers choices. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to demonstrate two very different interview techniques and then I'll discuss a little bit about those at the end. So let's get cracking. You alright?
Oh, good morning.
Nice to meet you, yeah? You
Yeah.
okay?
Fine, take a seat please.
Cheers, thanks.
No problem. What's your name?
Rianne.
Hi, I'm Rianne. Well, welcome to Asda. My name's Rachel. I'm the supermarket.
You alright, yeah? You okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice one, yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through a series of questions for you because I've got your application form here.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at your experience and the knowledge what you've got for the job. But I'm going to ask you a few questions first.
Go ahead, yeah, I've got nothing to add. Love, go on, crack on.
Okay, right. Well, tell me about yourself, Rianne.
Well, like I've got a couple of kids and that at home, so could really do this job to be honest.
Right, okay. Well, we know everyone's bit needs the money financially.
Yeah. What is the money? Is it good money, like?
Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
Alright,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
nice one. Yeah.
I'll just be fair. With the chewing gum in your mouth, if you just take it out, put it in the bin over there for me, please, just so I can listen to what you're trying to tell me.
Alright, yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Just in the corner there. Oh, thanks,
Yeah,
Rianne.
no,
That's
yeah.
nice. Thank you. So you told me a little bit about yourself, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I want to know, because we like this in our supermarket, what makes you unique?
Well, I reckon it's because, like, you know what I mean, I've been to school and that, haven't I? I've got my qualifications and that, so...
Okay, so you've been to school.
Yeah.
Is there anything what you enjoyed at school? Any interests you had when you were at school?
Break time. I loved break time, standing around with your mates.
Like your mates,
Yeah.
I think we all do. We're a good team here at Asda, and we've got a few other young people that also like to have the break times. And you have break times, but you are in a job. You are on shifts. So you
Yeah,
will
be long hours because I don't really want to be working too many hours doing me. Like I said, I've got kids and that. I don't want to be, you know, working here all day and then having to go over and look after them. Do you know what I mean? It's not really for me that.
You know what? You're a mum. You've had a couple of kids, haven't you? You've got a family around you for support, I'm sure you have at home. And you'll just be doing 7-hour shifts with a half an hour break and maybe 2 15-minute breaks. How does that sound?
I mean, that's alright. Like, yeah, I could get on board with that. What else would I have to do?
Well, I'm going to go through the role in a minute, but I'm going to ask you a few more questions.
Alright,
So,
yeah. Well,
have you had any other work experience before you've
I did a bit of work experience at school and that, didn't I? I enjoyed that. That was working in a shop round by mine, you see. So that was alright. I mean, the only thing is though, when the kids come in and I know them after street and I can't be selling the mail or cities or not, can you?
No.
So me and I've got to go when the kids are all having a go at me auntie saying, well, why didn't you save me? And I've got to say, listen mate, it's the law, I've got to follow the law, haven't I?
Well, that is a good point, Neil. You say you've got to follow the law, so that's good because we have to follow the law in the bigger supermarkets.
I did used to go into my corner shop that when I was a kid, and I would go and get ciggies and fags and ale and that, but, you know. It's the kids, isn't it? It's what you do, isn't it, when you're 15, 16, you know what I mean?
Well, you do.
Yeah.
We've all done it. We've all got a backstory before we come in, but I think what we've got to think is we're coming to a big brand supermarket. We've got you're going to be wearing a uniform. You're going to be representing us, Rianne.
Do you pay for your uniform and that, like,
Yes,
but
we
I've
do.
not got the money to buy clothes and all that.
So we're going to pay for your uniform. You get set holidays, so you can have time out with your kids. Very flexible like that, but you need to know these are the rules at supermarkets. Like all jobs, it's the working world, Rianne.
Yeah, I mean, I can get on board with it, I suppose, to an extent, do you know what I mean? Like, but...
Do you think you're ready for it?
Well, I know what I mean. The dole isn't
Yeah.
that much, is it? And they're on my back every minute because my kids are in school now, so they're telling me I've got to come to work and all that, and you know, don't want to be doing that, do you? So,
well,
a couple of hours would be alright, do you know what I mean? 7-hour shifts is a bit pushing it, like, you know what I mean?
Well, it'd be minimum 16
right,
hours.
okay, yeah, sounds and I still get me dole if I do the 16 hours?
No, you don't.
Oh,
no, you don't get
okay.
dole. But you might be entitled to some tax credits, but I don't know your current situation.
I'll have to go and speak to the council then, won't I, and see what they can do, isn't it?
You will do. But you know what? You've got a likability character about you. But I think you need to really focus on, you know, what you want. You've got a working world coming to you. You've got kids to look after, and you know, you've got responsibilities now, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah. So, did you, apart from your work experience, did you have any other jobs? Have you worked anywhere else?
No, not really, no. I did a few odd jobs for like my auntie and stuff like that. You know, she's a cleaner, so I did a few cleaning bits for her.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like getting myself all dirty and that, and messing around with other people's rubbish, to be honest. So I jacked that in after a few
Right,
times.
so did you ever have a time when you may have disagreed with a decision? So say you were cleaning with your aunt's cleaning company and there was something you didn't really want to do. How did you deal with it?
Just tell her straight, listen, I'm not doing that, love. Listen, do you know what I mean? I have my own, I'm my own person. I'll do what I want to do, and I have my own set of models, and I ain't cleaning up somebody else's rubbish. You know what I mean? I'm not touching dirty toilet rolls and all that. No, they can do it. I'm not doing all that.
So when you worked for your auntie, when you said that, how did your auntie or your manager at that time, how did she respond to that?
Well, that's probably why I only did a couple of shifts for her, and to be honest, she said to me, it's alright, I don't need your help no more. And I just thought it was because I was picking up no one's rubbish, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, well, Leanne, you know what, you've been honest, you've been open and honest today, so I'd like to thank you for coming along. Like I say, we've got a few more people to interview.
Alright, okay,
Alright, and we'll let you know. I've got your mobile number here, a current one.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, ending in 918.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, that's about right, that, yeah.
Okay, and I've got your home number ending in 257.
Yeah, I think
so.
So switched off that at the minute, you know.
Oh, right.
Don't bell me movie if you're going to call me, alright?
Thanks, Rianne. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably phone you after I've interviewed more people.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, alright then, I'll see you later, love, yeah, alright?
Alright, nice to meet you.
And you as well, love, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Oh, she's a piece of work, that woman, isn't she? Okay, so, well, I'll let you make your minds up which was the better one once I've done the next one. So, let's start again. Hiya, my name's Rianne.
Hi Rianne, good
Nice
morning.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name's Rachel Iveson, I'm the supermarket manager at Asda. Nice to meet you. So I've got your application form, and I brought you to interview today because you're looking like a suitable candidate, so thanks for that. I suppose we can start off with a question tell me about yourself.
Okay, so I've got some qualifications. I went to school, I got my GCSEs, and after that I had a child, so I stayed at home to look after the children after that. So I've done odds and ends of jobs and things, but aside from that I haven't really worked since sort of like school age.
Okay, so what did you do your GCSEs in?
I got English and Maths GCSEs, and I got an art GCSE as well.
Oh, brilliant. So you're quite a creative person.
I'd like to think so, yeah.
Yeah, well we like that at Asda because we have a lot of advertisement, and as well as being on the shop floor, we've got sort of promotional offers, and we like team members to get involved in that and to put advertising up and get involved in the creative side. So that would be something that you're interested in.
Yeah.
So you do like art as well. That's good. And with your maths and English, you've got a good level there of understanding, reading the signs, and helping other people and team members to do that. So that sounds really good. So you've gone off to have a child, have you, afterwards?
Yeah.
So, well, you know what? You've got financial responsibility there, but you've learned a lot about money and about and bringing up a child. So, what makes you want to work here now then? What brings you to Asda?
I think, well, my child's just at school age now, so she's going off to school, so I think that I need something that's going to bring both of us some stability, and also is going to encourage me to move on with my life into the next sort of stage or chapter in my life.
That's great. Well, we can be flexible here at Asda. We've got lots of different men and women who do different shifts. We've got morning, evening and night shifts, and we can more or less work around yourself.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And about your current situation. So with your last job, what you did, just tell me a little bit about that and how you worked as a team with somebody.
Okay, so I did some shifts with my auntie. My auntie owns a cleaning company, and we would clean offices, and we'd have to work in teams then, so it was kind of like we'd have to decide who was doing what jobs. So my auntie might say, oh, I might have to do the hoovering one day, and then the other girl might have to empty the bins, and we would take it in turns, and we would rotate so it was fair, and we were all getting a fair job, which I really liked. I enjoyed that.
Was there any point in that job that you disagreed with anything? Tell me about that.
I didn't really like cleaning the toilets.
Yeah,
that wasn't the nicest part
I
of the
think
job.
we can all say that's quite a bad sign of it, yeah. So how did you approach that then? So did you tell your manager at the time?
Yeah, well, I spoke to my auntie about it, and she was, you know, she was supportive of the fact that I didn't really like it, but you know, it's the job, so we have to kind of do it. So, but it just didn't fit right for me, unfortunately. So I didn't return to work after that. But we did have quite an open and honest conversation, you know, and I think that's the key, isn't it? It's about being honest and open.
Right, that's really good. So if you came to Asda, there's lots of sort of, you can go in different areas and you can go through promotion. So with yourself, where would you see yourself in 5 years' time?
I would really like to get, you know, into a career now and find something that's for me, alongside, obviously I'm not just a mum, and I'd like to be able to progress. I don't want to be sat at home. I want to be able to achieve things, and I think I've got life experiences which will be able to support me in going through different roles, and I'd love to maybe one day be in a management position. I think I've got what it takes.
That's great. Well, we've got programmes here that do that, training programmes, and you sound really ambitious to me, Leanne, so that is interesting. Have you got any questions for me?
I did have a little look on the Asda website, and I had a bit of a research about obviously some of the programmes that you do run, and I know that you do flexible working hours for parents.
That's right.
So is that something that you would be able to offer to me?
Definitely. Yeah, we would do Asda, we have flexible arrangements for all our staff here. Depending on their current situation, it changes all the time. We're a 24-hour, 7-day operation. You know, we're one of the biggest supermarkets in the UK, so yes, that wouldn't be a problem at all, Leanne. Just be open and honest with us at the beginning, and we'll find out the best way to help you with that. But you sound as if, you know, you'd really fit in well with our team here. What we've got, you know, a nice bubbly team. Everyone's here to help everyone. Everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? So I'd like to thank you for coming today.
Thank you very much.
I've got your mobile engine 018.
That's right.
Right, and your home number 257.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, well, I've got a few more people to interview today, and I will ring you. It'll be about 5 o'clock tonight. Is that a good time to ring?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
All right. Oh, well, thanks very much.
Thanks very much for taking the time to see me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, now wasn't she much more pleasant?
Much better.
So,
much better.
Just to recap over those 2 interviews, if you haven't guessed it already, our first interviewee wasn't probably the best interview, was she really? Some of the positive points to pick up from the first lady. Can't really think of any, to be honest. She was very honest, maybe a little too honest.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't advise that you lie in your interviews, obviously. However, you know, it is acceptable to think about what it is that you're going to say before you say it, and try and filter some of those thoughts before you respond.
I think also with Rianne, she came in, a good positive point was she was wearing very smart dressed, hair was tied back, very well presented. The back point was she came in chewing gum. Now, even if we chew gum all day long, we don't do it in interviews. It's a big no-no for employers. So just remember, even if you're nervous, if you are nervous, some people do have a small elastic band around the wrist, but again, it might be something for you to mess with. So no chewing of the gum, because we need eye contact most of the time.
Yeah, in our first interviewer as well, if you noticed, her body language was very much, she was very open, she was very expressive, she was almost lying back in the chair at one point, and then the next she was over the table, checking her watch every minute. You know, some interviews could be quite long, and yes, maybe a bit boring, but you don't want to show that lack of engagement to the person who's interviewing you, because they're not going to see that as a very good quality for somebody that they're going to want to employ. Our second interviewee, she was quite, although her arms weren't closed, so she wasn't in a closed position, she was very much open still and comfortable, and she, as Rachel said, she was quite smart. Okay, there was no go, thank God. And she also asked, she'd done a bit of research, she'd asked Rachel a question that she'd gone out and researched herself. Even if you're going for a job at Asda and you decide, you know what, I'm a little bit concerned about maybe flexible working hours or working weekends, have a bit of a research, see what they've got to offer, and then ask that question at the interview. That's your option. Go armed with at least one question, a reasonable question that you can ask, because it shows that you've taken a bit of interest in the actual job that you're applying for. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Take care, stay safe.